Claude Code's plan mode is amazing, and if you're building any software without using the plan mode, you're setting yourself up for failure. The biggest problem, however, with it is that it's very hard to read. You're looking at a 600 line mountain of markdown, and it is almost impossible to comprehend everything. So most of us just scroll through it and hit the approve button. Then after burning through 1 million tokens in about 1 hour, we realize that one important feature Claude just forgot to build. And now you have to build that feature again. To fix this issue, I created a simple skill called /blueprint. This turns the messy markdown into a blueprint that you can actually see. The schema changes Claude is suggesting, new APIs that it is building, old APIs it's deprecating or making changes into. And before you write any single line of code, you review the blueprint, comment on it, fix whatever is needed, and then start the building process. And not just that, we will see another plugin called as build, and its responsibility is to check whether what we built is on point to what we planned, and if it's not, what is the difference between the two. To demonstrate this, I've created this simple application called Signal, which is similar to Medium, and it can be used to put blogs by someone. And as you can see, I'm looking into this blog right now. Now, just like a production environment, I want to add a feature for adding comments, which is usually a normal feature which is present in such applications. So how you do it is, you just go to Claude Code, and first, whenever you're building anything, you'd start with /plan and you give the feature that you want to build. So let me do that. So I've given it the prompt, can you add a feature to create comments in the blog website? And I've asked it to put it in a markdown file called command.md. Now let's run it. Now as you can see, once we ran the plan mode, Claude Code did ask me a few questions, and after that it came up with the entire plan. Now as you can see, it's very hard to read this plan. In order to make this a blueprint, you would just write a command which is called /blueprint. Now in order to just create it into a blueprint, into a visual blueprint, you can just type /blueprint and comments.md, which is the markdown file which we asked Claude to create. Now just to be clear, this will definitely burn a few extra tokens, but eventually the result that you're gonna get is gonna be so much better, because later on you don't have to do any back and forth, which eventually will save tokens in the longer run. So here's what we have, and you see, of course, this UI looks good because this is created by Opus, which is anyways a good model. What we see here is outcome, and what is it that we are delivering. Within each section you can add a comment whether something is off or if you want to change something. You also get a visual representation, so visitors will view your comments like this, and your own comments would look like this. Now this is an actual UI that Claude has given you, and this is the exact benefit of using something like this, because now you can actually visualize what you're building. Now this all looks good to me. In the flow, they are storing everything in comments.json, which is fine, and they're also storing it in local storage. That's also okay. And within the data model, we can see there's a primary key, there's author, body, created at. Now the created at is a string, which I don't think should be a string. I think this should be a datetime variable. Let's see if Claude can do it. Can you make created at as datetime instead of string? And the feedbacks that we give are coming right here. In the API, it's creating one API to get a particular comment. Then there's a API to post, and then of course there's a API to delete, which is all good. It's also giving us the annotated code, the ownership check, which is also pretty cool. And some additional things, which is the name required, which is by default anonymous. Let's make name required because I don't like anonymous comments. Newest first or oldest first, so let's keep it newest first. Any abuse guardrails, I don't think we need that. I think in comments.json, I don't actually like to keep it as local storage because I want some sort of persistent memory. So I actually want to use a SQLite database, for a small database for this. So let's put that in. Can you create a SQLite database instead of storing it in local storage? And this feedback also got stored. I think I'm fine with most of the other things. So once I do that, I can just copy all the features, and I can just copy all the feedback that I've given, and I can go here and just paste it. Now it shows where I've asked the change, because it already has the context that it's coming from the feedback. It knows what to make change in the system, and then it'll come back with all the new things. So after giving those comments, Claude Code went ahead and made the changes and actually built the entire feature for us. And let's see the feature ourselves. So this is the same blog that I was looking at earlier, and now we have this cool feature where we can just put in comments, and we've asked it to make it in a SQLite database, because if I only store it in local storage, I can't actually see what a different user would see the comment look like. So which is why I had asked it to build a SQLite database, and it has built that database as well for me. Now let's look at it. So I'll put my name here, and I can just put this is a test comment, and I can just post a comment. Now as you can see, I can see a delete button here, which is looking pretty good. Now if I run this on a different browser, I can see my name, and I still have the ability to delete because we are using the same cookie, and that's the identifier for a particular user. But let's say if I go into incognito mode and put the same link, so that I see two things here. One, there's no local storage here, so the comments are being persisted because we are using a SQLite database. Other thing is, now to me this looks like a person who has added a comment. Now let's add another comment, let's say another test comment. Now I do have the ability to delete my comment which I just added, but I don't have the ability to delete Parikshit's comment, which is exactly the feature I was looking to build. Now if I go here and just refresh, I can see the same thing happening here, which is exactly what the feature we had asked Claude to build. That's pretty cool. Now that's how we test the feature, which is manually testing the feature. But we still need to see whether Claude has actually built the thing the way we wanted, because there could be some things which might look right, but in terms of design they don't resemble, and Claude might have hallucinated there. To see whether Claude has actually followed the plan that we gave it or not, we use the /as-built skill, and I've used it to see whether this feature is correctly built or not. So let's see what it comes back with. If you followed this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel for more such videos. Now coming to what Claude Code has actually built as a part of as built is what are the features that it has shipped. It gives us a clear build status, which is how many files were changed, what were the things that were not built, what were as planned, what wasn't as planned, and what are the things that got added. And with each of the things that we were planned, it checks whether the as built is same as not. So we plan to post a comment, we want to create a feature for post a comment. It gives us a clear information on how this is built, and now since it has the actual code, it gives us the references from the code itself. See all comments, which is also there, the feature that we asked. Delete your own comment, that's also there. And something that I'm looking for is SQLite storage, and that's what we see here, that SQLite 3.x is being used for building this system. And we see all the other changes that we made and some follow-ups that we can do. And you can also see the original plan here and what is the as built of it. And if you want to give any comments to it, you can give it right here, the same way we did when we created the blueprint. Now this makes the entire process of shipping a feature in a very streamlined manner. It's not like we are just prompting and hoping it works. We actually see the plan, we actually see what gets shipped, and if things are not going according to the plan, we change things accordingly. Both of these skills are open source. Feel free to use them and modify them according to your use case. You can check them out in the description. The GitHub link is present. And don't forget to subscribe for videos like this.